See, this is the thing I love about these videos is that you stare into the camera and you go, oh, those dollar store little non-slip pads that you stick on your glasses, you can really see those. Thank goodness these are only reading glasses and I don't actually, expose myself to public that way. Hi, let's do the 26 randoms question tag. The honeyed ham version, because I probably will get interrupted in the middle of doing this. Hopefully not middle, because it's 20 minutes, then another 20 minutes to have to glaze the ham. But we'll jump off that very sticky honey ham spot when we do. I was tagged by Sean the Book Maniac, who did his Tipsy version, which you should all go and see if you have not seen already, because Sean Tipsy is always wonderful. And he seems to, frustratingly, he runs on way more cylinders than I do when I'm never tipsy. But we'll get into the questions. Okay, let's just do the questions. Originally made by David Murphy, who apparently has very dreamy eyes, according to Tipsy Sean. Yes. Okay, prompts. Number one, what was your most recent YouTube rabbit hole? That is probably the philosophy of reading tag, where I've definitely kind of kept on watching everyone's version of that. Some tags you get kind of tired because they get the same old answers. But everyone's got like kind of little different versions on this that I've found really useful to listen to, and I discovered a lot more booktubers this way. So many booktubers. What song is currently stuck in your head? Very recently, probably the Hamster Dance song. Yeah. Number three, what kind of music do you listen to the most? I've been doing kind of writing and all that, daily writing, and what I do is there's a YouTube channel that has, what is it called? It's called Lo-Fi Hip Hop Radio. Beats to relax / study to from the Lo-Fi Girl channel, which is probably some horrible media conglomerate, but it's wordless lo-fi hip hop. I don't know if it's a hip hop. It's just kind of noodly stuff that is in the background. So if you wanted to go by how many hours, there's a good couple of hours every single day, and for somebody who doesn't listen to music, probably not actually listening to music, it's there. Kind of triggers that part of the writing brain. That's what I've been listening to the most at. Number four, what is something you need to get better at? No, we're gonna keep this video short. Lots of stuff. Number five, do you set goals? I need to get better at setting goals. Do you set goals? What are your goals for the end of the year? For next year? My goals for this year are to get to the end of this year, and to maybe release this video before the end of the year. I'm filming this on the 26th, which is when we're celebrating our Christmas, since Christmas Day was 2 o'clock in the morning, taking family member to the emergency, where thankfully it was not a COVID thing, and she was bounced out pretty quickly and has the meds to be better. But it was a generally sucky Christmas. Actually, it was good because I got to go to work and actually kind of make a good Christmas for other people. But today we're having a humble, very low-key post-Christmas honey ham. So I kind of went off there. Number six, when was the last time you lost your temper? Have I ever found it? Yeah, I think Sean was talking about having little kind of micro explosions, nothing that's actually violent, but getting like frustrated, angry at stuff. I think about, frustrated with certain things at work from coworkers or stuff like that, or stuff like that. I mean, truly kind of like lose it. That would be back a while at a drunken party where I wasn't the drunken one, and some inappropriate things were done, and that got me very revved up. So that would have been the last time. So that would have been, God, 5 or 6 years ago. Just really, really, really pissed off. Number seven, do you swear too much? Now, is there such a thing? Dumbass, flippant things. Do I swear too much? I don't think so. I don't think so. I swear on this channel every once in a while when the spirit moves me. I don't swear at work because I'm being a professional. For the most part, maybe unless I'm venting to staff members in staff thing. No, I'd say I swear just the right amount. Though I am always mindful of Steve Donahue's, thing of saying it's a paucity of my my language skills, that I can't actually just express my anger in ways that aren't just swearing. See, now I feel self-conscious about swearing. Thank you, God. Is there some kind of hidden agenda here for David Murphy? I don't know. Number 8. Do you spend too much money on shoes? No, I don't spend too much money on shoes. I have 2 pairs of shoes at the moment. I try and not wear them down to the very depths because slight scoliosis in my back, and if my shoes are not supporting me well, my back gets to be in horrible agony, which is not which is a bad way of trying to save money by basically you end up not being able to move around. So no, I'd say I spend the right amount of money on my my 2 pairs of sneakers. So yeah. Number 9, what is the worst book you have ever read? So that's kind of difficult. So it's a book that you've actually read the entire book of, because there's probably plenty of books that I've read the first bit of and gone, this is crap, and tossed it. So I haven't actually really read those. Probably because I went and looked at my Goodreads, where I have a hated shelf, because I'm not one of these people that believes you should just be like, oh, I didn't like it. No, I hated this. And I decided for this one, for at least for variety's sakes, I would go with Go Go Girls of the Apocalypse by Victor Gischler. Which I read it a while ago. Yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic thing, and it should have been called Mortimer the Accountant and his underage girlfriend, because apparently it's okay to have an underage girlfriend when there's the apocalypses happen, because those things don't matter anymore. That was a really shitty book. And in a lot of ways. Hey, I'm not a Puritan. I go Girls of the Apocalypse. I was hoping for good, fun, exploitative fiction. This was boring and horrible, and really horrible. With the underage girl sleeping with Mortimer in thanks for rescuing her from someone who had basically been raping her since she was 9 years old, and then later on she thinks in retrospect, oh, he wasn't raping me, he was just robbing me because I want to become a prostitute. Just like that book was just, and it was a shitty, boring book. Why did I read? I don't know why I read all of it. I hadn't fallen under the better philosophy of someone like Sean the Book Maniac, who's like, if this book sucks, throw it away, or give it another home. Are you a homebody or are you adventurous? I'm probably a homebody. Do you take naps? When I am for whatever reason I am tired, I will take little 20-minute kind of little power naps. I find that if I do more, I feel groggy for the rest of the day. But if I take 20 minutes, lie down, put the timer on, then I can get up and like, I'm recharged. Number 12, have you ever been to Minnesota? I may have driven through Minnesota because I did a big road trip, but sorry, David Murphy. Apparently, it's the greatest state in the union, according to this question. I don't particularly have any great memories of Minnesota. Yeah. Number 13, have you ever tried to emulate someone? No. I think if I admired someone, I may have tried for half a second too, but then I just veered off in whatever cul-de-sac that I insist on going down. Number 14, what is the worst food you have ever eaten? Probably something I've made myself. Well, no, I remember a shitty restaurant in a neighborhood I lived in, Vancouver, where we went there once, and I swear to God, it was like they had gotten like the Campbell's soup and they poured it out on over top of badly cooked pasta or something like that. And it's like, we, for some reason, we also ordered a dessert. Maybe we'd already ordered it, and it was aged stuff that you would have picked up at a Safeway, had one look at it, and just put it back down again. Yeah, I'd say that was probably the worst food. That was the worst food, other than, something I made and went, oh, that was a mistake, and thrown it away. Number 15, do you enjoy bars? What kind? Are you or have you been a regular at one? I don't drink. I never have. Except for the one time in Havana when I was wearing another man's pants. But I only had one drink there. Had one gulp. But so yeah, I don't particularly enjoy bars. Well, no. I was a young man. I was desperate to get laid, and continued to be desperate to get laid for a long time after that. But yeah, I went to bars with friends and sipped cokes, and the music was playing really loud, and you couldn't actually talk to anyone. You could just sit there and nod. So I really hated those kinds of bars. Yeah. Yeah, so I've never been particularly a regular at one. Number 16, have you ever been hungover? See number 15. Number 17, when was the last time you laughed out loud while reading? Yeah, that's one of those things. It's like the people who can kind of suddenly be kind of out of book. I mean, I silently chuckle to myself. I don't know if I actually have particularly. I think I've gone, holy shit. I've gone, what the fuck? I've sworn a lot, maybe too much over books. Maybe chuckling that way. Number 18, how would you label or describe yourself politically? Which I had to laugh when Sean did this, because he described himself as kind of moderate centrist, which is like that to me. That's like, well, everybody thinks that they're the moderate center, and that everybody else is either too crazy that way or too crazy that way. This isn't dissing Sean, because I think Sean is probably more to the left on a lot of stuff than I am. Probably better informed left onto the stuff than I am. I guess I'm a clueless middle. I'll go with a clueless middle who's trying to educate myself. Though, this is the thing. It's like, what's your context? I down in the States, both Sean and I would probably be crazy socialists over on the left. Whereas in, some far more enlightened countries, we would be like kind of weird, kind of right conservative guys. So, I don't even know if that question means anything to me. So there's a good wishy-washy centrist answer for you. Number 19, what was the last movie you watched? I think the last movie I watched was, oh God, we've been so brain dead. We've been sick for the last while around here. So it's all been comfort watching. We probably Cabin in the Woods. A good story, has happy ending. Yeah. Cabin in the Woods is definitely that. Number 20, do you want kids? Do you wish you had kids? If you have kids, give a piece of advice. So no and no. Do not want kids. Don't really wish I had kids. We did have a lovely, wonderful visit from our slightly sick niece, which actually we really enjoyed that. And even though she was kind of coughing and not feeling well, it's like, oh, we get to see our niece, and it's like there's just kind of this joy that you getting to visit with this young person who's just starting out, and it's just like, it's amazing. Doesn't make me want to have one, but it's like, oh, I really enjoyed that. And then now we've been suffering for the last week or two, sick, really sick, because she came in. I don't blame her. I blame her parents, who are also sick, which is, I don't want them to be sick so I have to feel bad for them. I just want them sick enough that I feel like, okay, you're suffering from the consequences of how, if you're going to have children, you better get sick, especially if that child comes and gets other people sick. Number 21, do you get along with your siblings? I get along great with my siblings because I haven't seen them for a longest of time. I'm sure I would get along with them if I do. I just don't have that. Just don't have that connection with them. Number 22, what is a book you have serious issues with but love? I don't know. I have serious issues with lots of the books that I mean, if there's no friction, if there's nothing, you're like, what the hell's that? Like, especially like older books, it's like, of course I'm going to have issues with it, but that's the fun. I'm looking forward to, even though it sounds like it's gonna be probably see, I'm just sponging off of poor Sean. Sean mentioned Suzanne Moody's Roughing It in the Woods. I think it's what it's called, big Canadian classic. And he mentioned how this book has got a lot of undigested racism. Suzanne Moody was a settler coming into Canada in the probably is it yeah it was the 1800s, like 18 it was describing stuff that was like from the 1830s, and yeah, it's full of racist stuff that kind of Canada is kind of based on. um if not, it's like it's our history, and I'm looking forward to having issues with that, because I think it's really important to realize, you know, this is like, and Roughing in the Woods is definitely one of these kind of fundamental, had been held up as very fundamental and unproblematic Canadian classic. It was just like, oh, here's something you should read. It's if you're a Canadian, you should read this. And so I'm looking forward to reading it and dealing with that sort of stuff. So that's a book I'm going forward to look at. Yeah. I mean, I'm that's kind of, if I have a book project, it is trying to read stuff like that from Canada. Probably I didn't mention it in my little note underneath Sean's video, but just he also mentioned Nuping, which I can't remember the author off the top of my head, but that was a native person's kind of was one of the ways that they framed it was as a response to Roughing in the Woods. So I probably would pair those two together to get the past and also a bit of the present, and someone who is probably, well, no, not probably, is a hell of a lot smarter and more insightful than me, and how they're dealing with it as a native person. So yeah. Um, Number 23. What is your favorite theme song to a movie and or TV show? Don't need to say more. Number 24. Do you like your job? Yeah, I do. If you switch careers, what would you do? I don't wanna. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. David, I have no idea. This is a job interview. Number 24. What is something you love about the city you live in? I love the water. I love the water, especially in the particular neighborhood I live. When it's maybe a little bit warmer, or when I'm brave enough to put my wetsuit back on, which I have not put back on for the longest time. I love swimming in the gorge. So yeah, that's something I love. Number 26. Who is your celebrity crush? Yeah, you could say Keanu Reeves. Little known fact, Keanu stole my haircut for that Speed movie of his. Yeah, little known fact. I got this haircut, and then that movie came out, and I'm sure like they looked at a whole bunch of young guys who were walking around the time, thought, oh, Keanu. Like, no, that was me first. Obviously, oh, see, there's the honey ham alarm. All right. I glazed my ham. This is not a euphemism, especially in context with celebrity crushes. So yes, Keanu. Oh God, if I was gonna do one of my own, Eve Miles. Is Eve Miles? Eve. What the heck is her name? I think I looked it up. Eve something. God damn it. I think it's Eve Miles. I'm probably putting Eileen Miles and Eve. Oh God, she's from Torchwood, the Doctor Who spinoff. I probably find her so attractive because of her Welsh accent. So obviously it's a really serious thing if I can't actually even remember her name. So yeah, that is the tag with a little bit of honey ham glazing thrown in. Thank you, Sean, for the tag. It's a very good video to do, so I can procrastinate doing other videos that I should do, that I've been putting off, that I will probably do, and other videos that I actually have to edit, that maybe get out by the end of the year. Yeah, we'll see that. What lurks in my Kindle, I've got it on the computer. I need to do that one. But yeah, that's about it. So not tipsy, just honey glazed. The honey glazed version of the 26 random questions. Thank you, David Murphy, for the tag. Thank you, Sean. More videos later.